Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your monthly horoscope for March 2020. It's a pleasure to be with you today and thank you for watching this video. I'm going to give you a rundown of what's happening in March and how that affects you as a Sagittarius. And these videos are for the sun sign first, so the sign you read in the newspaper, then for your rising sign, and if you need more information, then also look at the moon. The first thing that happens for you in March here that you'll notice is Mercury being retrograde. So since the 16th of February until the 9th of March, Mercury, the communication planet, is in retrograde. So we have that happen 3 to 4 times a year, and it's when communication is just off. You make mistakes, personalities clash, that kind of thing. But on the 5th of March, you'll notice that it retrogrades back into Aquarius and it goes back into your third house of communication. So that's the worst place it can be because you're going to feel compelled to help and teach other people, and you're likely to come up with a load of rubbish between the 5th and the 9th of March. On the 9th of March, Mercury does go direct, and then worst of times, communication up until the 9th becomes the best of times after the 9th of March, because then Mercury stays in Aquarius. No, it doesn't. It goes from Pisces back into Aquarius and then forward again into Pisces on the 16th. So it's about communication and family. You're going to have no problems in those two areas from the 9th onward. On the 5th of March, also, Venus moves into the sign that it rules, Taurus. And Venus obviously loves being in Taurus because she's able to express her love in some sort of physical way. Uranus is sitting right on top of it at 3 degrees in Taurus. 3 is communication. Taurus is, again, the most physical. So you will love to work on something tangible that you can see and where you get a result. So being product result oriented. There are two types of people who enjoy the journey to getting the product made, and people who don't like the journey and just want the end point. So in your work, if you have the freedom to do something unconventional and put it into practice, or try something new or weird or something that you've come up with that you think has value, do it after the 9th of March, because Mercury can even mess with that a little bit. On the 9th of March, we have the full moon in Virgo. And for you guys, Sagittarius, that happens in your 10th house of career. So the full moon gives you loads and loads of Virgo energy, and you're able to disseminate your working life, your career, and what you actually want to do. There's a mystic rectangle in the chart today. So you're being supported by the universe, and it's taking care of you in the sense that how can we find you a job or a vocation that feels like your purpose? It feels like family. It feels like you're doing something that you adore doing. So the 9th of March is a real eye-opener for you guys, Sagittarius. Anyone who's confused about what they ought to be doing, or what direction to go in your career, or whether you should stay in the current job or leave the job for something better, because there are no guarantees. You get this wonderful nurturing insight into how to make things go up for yourself. That energy continues all the way until the 20th of March. On the 20th, we have the spring equinox and the sun moving into Aries. So spring is sprung. At the end of March, the clocks move forward here in the UK. So the days are getting longer and it's just sunnier and brighter. So really positive. When the sun is in Aries, you're also much more fired up because Aries is the sign of the ram that wants to get through obstacles. The Pisces, the fish, are dualistic in nature and they don't break through anything. They kind of flow and bounce off each other, if anything. So now that the sun goes into Aries in your fifth, it sits there with Chiron. So you'll feel compelled, I think, from the 20th to really look into relationships, but I would say don't. I would say look at what you love when it comes to work and stay focused on your work. Because if you meet someone or work towards getting someone you love between the 20th and the end of the month, that relationship isn't going to work. It's going to hurt you. Also on the 20th, Jupiter, the lucky planet, conjuncts Mars until the end of the month in your second house of money and belongings. And Pluto is there and Saturn is there. So that's why I'm telling you to focus on your work rather than relationships, because the lucky planet, driven by the power of Mars, the red planet, the soldier, there's no way that you're not going to be extremely successful in your working life if you pay attention to this full moon on the 9th. And now this conjunction, you can really change things in terms of your working life. On the 24th of March, we have the new moon in Aries, and I'll make a separate video on that as well. But in your case, it happens in your fifth house. The midheaven is there and Chiron is there as well. So you have a choice. You can either choose to bulldoze your way through and succeed in work, or you can go into relationships and get hurt. Because at this time, you're all in. There's no ho-humming. You're like, let's go. And if you go for relationships, it's not as good as work. On the 31st of March, we have Mars going into Aquarius in your third house of communication. So April sees you really being able to communicate and articulate yourself very well. So that's what I get for you for March. If you have any questions for me and you would like me to look at your birth chart and analyze that, then please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com, and order your personal reading with me there. If you like this video, then please hit the subscribe button and share the video online. Have a wonderful March, and I'll speak to you next month.